Well, hi there, everybody, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Jack Church. This is Love Letters to Pam. And I might let you know, of course, this is also on our YouTube channel as well, and that's called Traveling with Jack and Pam. Either way, we appreciate you subscribing to the YouTube channel, and I also do appreciate those of you who make a monthly donation to the podcast, which you can get from any of the major podcast providers. Well, today's message is one that I hadn't really counted on. Then I thought, oh, what the heck, I should do it. I've seen other people do this same type of message. I thought, well, maybe I'll give it a little different spin for you. Saturday in the life of a widower. Could be also a widow, man or woman. Again, we won't get into that whole big discussion again of why one is different from the other. Either way, loss is just really, really tough. Now, I moved to the Phoenix, Arizona area not long ago to enjoy the abundance of sunshine, warm temperatures. I hike in the mountains all the time. I golf a good bit. It's just a really great area to live, and I've done a video as well as an audio message about the differences between the Nashville area and Phoenix. I'm very happy with the move. However, this is one of those days. It's a Saturday, and we all know when you're widowed, the weekends are always the toughest. During the week, if you're like me and still working age, you're still busy and out there doing things. You can still go to restaurants and such too, because there's lots of business people and people like that going in and out of restaurants. But on the weekend, everything flips and it becomes time for families and couples and the whole routine. And when we don't have our soulmate with us anymore, the weekends can be a little bit empty. Now, the good news is for me here in the Phoenix area, I'll still get out on the weekend, hit a mountain trail and get out there and just be one with nature. I'll hit the golf course. Maybe I'll go to a ball game. Those are all things that I can do by myself. However, on this Saturday, it's unusually, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it that well outside, it's a cold, cloudy, wet day here in the Valley of the Sun, which is really pretty doggone unusual. I mean, the temperatures, it's only in the 50s, which for us, that's cold. And the rain is falling. So this morning, when I woke up, and I don't set an alarm, I rarely set an alarm anyway, and I'm sure a lot of you guys and girls are like me, we don't sleep as much as we used to anyway. But anyway, this morning, as I woke up, first temptation was, gee, it's awfully dark in here, and that's because it was so cloudy. Normally there'll be some sunshine beaming through the blinds. And I laid there for a few minutes, and I just started going, oh, gee, I hate this darkness that's out there. And then I realized it's Saturday. What in the world am I going to do? Woe is me. We know that, the old self-made pity party that nobody wants to come to. So I'm laying there in bed, and then I thought, oh, gee, what's the number one advice that I tell everybody? Get up, get out of that bed. Don't lay there wallowing in your sorrow and in your sadness. You got to get the heck up. So I did. And hey, you're going to get a look at the old bed here. First thing I do is I make the bed. You betcha. Always get up and make the bed, because I actually heard an admiral in the Navy giving an address. He was talking, I think, about the Navy SEALs. And he said, at the very least, get up and make your bed. He says, then you've had an accomplishment that you can look back on throughout the day. Well, he's right. So I made the bed. Next stop, of course, was back over there into the bathroom. I'm not going to take you in the bathroom, take a shower. Now, so long as we're here, I thought I'd show you. This is where the magic happens on some of the podcasts. This is my setup, and then I also use that for work as well. And so lots of times I have a nice view. So anyway, so I got the bed made, and I've taken my shower, checked a few emails on my phone, things like that. And I'm still kind of thinking, oh, gee, what am I going to do? And then I thought, well, maybe I'll go out for lunch. Well, remember, we talked about lunchtime during the week. It's fine. You got business people, single people, all going out. Weekends, though, again, it turns into the weekend crowd. Unless you've got a date or a relative or someone special in your life now, you're going to be by yourself. So here's my dining room, in case you've never seen it. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I have sat at that dining room table, I think, twice in 4 months. I bet a lot of you are like me. I end up with a tray, kind of a made-up tray, and I end up eating right over there, sitting on the couch, and then I'll be there watching some type of sports on television. Oh, it's not always sports. There's some things that I like on Netflix. I love The Crown. Pam and I always loved The Crown. I still watch that. I liked Yellowstone, still like Yellowstone. It's still out there. And I know language over the top, but it's a good storyline. And then I've recommended before to you guys and girls, Once you think you can take it, Afterlife with Ricky Gervais, really great series dealing with loss. And in his case, he's a guy who's lost his wife at a fairly young age as well. Language over the top, but very, very good. So anyway, let's get back to thinking about going out to lunch. And I thought after a while, I thought, to try and be healthy and such. So I made my way into here. Now you get to see my kitchen. This is where the magic happens, since there's no longer any magic in the bedroom. Ha ha ha, that's a little joke that I put in there for you. Anyway, though, I decided to come in here and I made a really good, it was a all organic turkey burger. And I put some habanero cheese on it and some mushrooms. And I did a toasted all wheat organic muffin. What that does, it lowers the calorie and fats and the bad stuff. And I ended up having that for lunch. And it was absolutely wonderful. And I enjoyed it while I was watching a little bit of football over there and had an adult beverage as well, so to speak. So that's how I was kind of getting through my Saturday. Now, I'm going to give you another little tour, show you some other things I did to kind of keep myself busy today. Are you getting the theme here? The idea is finding things to do, even though you're alone and even though the weather is crappy outside. Now, later today, though, no matter what the weather, I will try and get in at least 3 miles of brisk walking. I won't be able to get in on the trails, but there is a place called Biltmore Circle near me. I can go there, you go past these multi-million-dollar homes, and I'll do that because that daily exercise is going to be very, very important. I've also put together a grocery list. I need to get over to Trader Joe's and get a few items. Now in here, this is my office. Give you a little tour of this. And those of you on the podcast, I'm sorry you can't see these things, but those of you on YouTube can. That's my past life working in television news. One of those photos there is from Fort Myers, Florida, the news team there I was with. The other one in beautiful Santa Maria, California. That photograph that you're looking at there, it's multiple photos that a beautiful young woman in Medford, Oregon put together a collage of my beautiful Pam. Some of the photos I'm not as crazy about because they're in her last few months and it's just not really the Pam that I knew for over 30 years since high school, but still it is some beautiful memories. And then over here, this is my office area. I've got 2 laptops. I've got one, if we go in a little closer, that's the one that I do the editing of the YouTube videos and such on. The other computer with the big screen there, that's what with my job and the talk shows that I host and where I do my editing. And there you can see that really cool poster there. For those of you that again are just listening and not watching, it's of Central Oregon Daily, and it's a photograph of me and Pam hiking. And at the top it says, "No place I'd rather be." It was promoting how much we loved living in Central Oregon. And of course, Pam was there with me the entire time. And we just had a blast. We really did love living there. So again, if you notice too, I want to point out something. You know, lots of times you'll go in houses, and Pam used to be in real estate, and I have a real estate license, and we take the tour of the homes, and it was a disaster area. And I'm going to tell you, I think I keep a pretty doggone neat house, and that's really important. I'm going to tell you, it just gives me a sense of pride in keeping a nice home, and I think you should do it as well, because you know what? It assures me something to do every week, and that is to clean the house. Hey, over here, this little area I'm showing you, these, of course, you can see these are 2 urns. My sweet Pam, she's in that one right there. It's an imitation rose that someone sent us because Pam loved roses that I keep behind that. And again, nothing morbid there. It's just a nice area, an area of remembrance. And one day I'll be in that other urn. And then the instructions are to our family, we want our ashes spread out over the Pacific Ocean at Shell Beach, California. Now, throughout my home as well, I've got lots of pictures of Pam and our family. There's one you can see as you come in. There's some pictures of Eric's wedding, Hannah's graduation from college. Over here, there's photographs we're looking at now of the younger years of all of us. We had some really, really great times. Now, outside my living room, even on a really bad weather day, one of the good things is I do have a really big patio. Let me show you this, and I can actually go out here and at least get some air. It's nice and covered, as you can no doubt see. And there, if we take a look out here, this is looking out over the pool area. And of course, this is not a day for the pool, but you can see it is really cool, cloudy, and it's just not one of my favorite days to be here at this time. Now, I shouldn't have said that. I'm glad that I'm in Phoenix, okay? It's great, and it's supposed to rain and be a little cool again tomorrow, but then I know it's going to get better. So again, this has just been a tour of a little bit of nonsense, probably, of me just trying to show you how I'm getting through a Saturday that could have actually ended up being a disastrous day. It could have been just me laying there in the bed all morning long, not getting up till noon, feeling bad about my situation. But no, I decided to roll out and did some simple tasks. And later this afternoon, as I mentioned, I'm going to go to Trader Joe's. I'll do some shopping. I'm going to get that walk in. And then tonight, I'm going to watch some more college football. I think the SEC championship is coming up, the ACC championship. So there's some good games. And you can see now, I think, let's see who's playing now. This is the American Athletic Conference Championship. UCF is playing Tulane. So definitely got a few activities there. Tomorrow, I'll do the thing that is one of the hardest things to do, and that's to go to church. Again, that's a couples and families activity. But there's a few of us out there. There's a few singles that show up. So we'll get through that day and see how it goes. I have found a church here in the area that I like pretty well. And I'm actually in talks with one of the pastors there about starting a group. And he's very open to the idea and wants to do it. A group for single, widowed, divorced people from, say, their 30s through their 60s. And we know that's kind of that lost demographic we've talked about before. So hoping to get that going, because, of course, there are lots of retiree groups, it seems, and lots of really young people groups. And then they got the family groups and all that. But this other demographic that I'm part of now, a little weak in that area. So this church, we got some good hope there. So that's about it. As I always say, I don't know if I've helped you any. Hopefully I have. It's just me rambling, just kind of giving you an idea of how my day has been. Oh, I bet some of you may have seen something over here. Do you see this blanket? And again, if you're on the podcast, you can't see it. This is a blanket, though, that my kids had made for me shortly after Pam went to heaven. And it's a compilation of some of Pam's favorite shirts and sweatshirts and things that are on that. And that is near and dear to my heart, and sitting right there. Now, some might be saying too, boy, you sure have a lot of pictures and things of Pam and family and mementos and things like that. You know what? It just makes me comfortable. Some people are uncomfortable keeping pictures of those who've gone away to heaven around, but I like having them here. It gives me a sense of comfort, gives me a sense of pride in this beautiful woman that was a part of my life for a very long, long time. You can see there on one of the little coffee tables, that's a great photo I love of me and her there. And then we've got lots of pictures of the kids and things like that are down here, down below the television. And then, again, I hate that a lot of you who are, if you're just listening to the podcast, can't see, but I've been suckered into buying these books from Facebook, where they'll download your photos that you've taken over the years, and then they'll put it in a yearbook format for you. So that's really sweet as well. In fact, those actually got started. I've got one here. This one is really precious. Pam made this for me Valentine's Day 2017, and she wrote inside it as well. I'm not going to read you. She just wrote a short note. I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, it's a great memento, and so I kind of love those memory books that you can get made. And yeah, I'm a sucker for them. If they send me asking me, do you want to get this one? I go, yes, by all means, I want it. You might be saying too, hey, it's December. Where's your Christmas tree? You're going to put one up. I will. I'm just not in a big hurry. Okay. Holidays are tough. We all know that. In fact, I've got a message on the podcast side about getting through the holidays. You might want to check that out. You can get through them. You really, really can. It can be challenging, but you can do it. And yeah, I will put up a Christmas tree. My daughter's going to be coming out for Christmas. There may be a couple other people dropping in. So we'll make it look halfway festive around here, okay? So that's about it. Hey, I do hope you'll keep subscribing to our YouTube channel and also listening to our podcast, which is Love Letters to Pam, the Jack Church Show. Monthly donations greatly appreciated. Subscribers on the YouTube channel greatly appreciated as well. As always, stick around for those closing credits. And as we always say, make it a great day. Better yet, a better tomorrow. And bye now from a kind of chilly, damp Phoenix, Arizona today, but it's going to get better. We'll be back in the 70s by next week. Bye now.